Hi, this is Gurpreet Kaur here. So today I'm gonna talk about my master's final project. So we just finished our final project, which is basically to build an online portal for the Green Garden Landscape Services, which is company based in Sydney, NSW. So with the online portal, it can satisfy its customer and the customers can request an instant quotes on scope of works, or they can shop online for the construction, maintenance and planter box services of the company. So for this project, we worked in a team of 4 members: me, Gurpreet Kaur, Harika, Sayed Gilani and Ashwarya Rana. And then for this project, we got 28 to 30 user stories, and we divided the whole project into 3 sprints because we were following an agile methodology. So we were working in iteratives, which is very beneficial. So we have divided we divided the user stories according to 3 sprints, and then we worked accordingly. We got a limited times of 12 weeks, and we had to finish this whole project in this limited time. So we got fixed goals for each and every week, and we finished this project on time. As per my part, my contribution for the project, so for the sprint 1, I have designed an authentication form, and I have helped Harika with the code form generation, and then email confirmation as well. So for the authentication form, if the customer want to browse through the services, he has to fill up the authentication form, and whenever he submit the form, there is a notification email which goes to the supervisor, and the supervisor can easily contact the respective customer. And then whenever the new customer registered with the company, there should be a confirmation email to confirm the email ID of the customer, which goes to the customer's email ID. So for the authentication form, I've used the HTML, CSS and Bootstrap for the front end, and for the back end, for the database creation, I've used the PHP MyAdmin, and to write queries, I've used the MySQL queries, and to host my website, I've used localhost XAMPP server, and for the email sending thing, I've used the PHP mailer and the JavaScript in the HTML in the front end to make the connection for the email, and I've used the PHP to connect the front end and back end. And for the code form, there should be a PDF generation. Whenever the customer request a code and fill up the code form and submit, the PDF goes to the customer email ID. For the PDF, I've used the certain classes of the Java. I've used inheritance, and then PDF, DOM PDF for the generation as well. And in the second sprint, I mainly focused on customer profile, customer dashboard, in which whenever the customer log in with his credentials, then it takes him to the customer dashboard. On the customer dashboard, on the left panel, there is the option of feedback messages, and the customer dashboard is integrated to the admin dashboard, and the customer can send the feedback or messages to the admin, and in turn admin can reply to the customer, and the messages will come to the customer profile. And then moreover, there is a feature on the left side panel that the customer can view his personal work progress pictures of his work site, before work and after work pictures as well. And then on the right side, there is a option drop down menu through which he can update his contact details, or there is option he can upload his profile picture as well. And then there is an option of reset password. He can reset his password whenever he want to. And then in the second sprint, I worked on the blog as well, blog of the website. So there is a particular section of the blog on our website, and the customer can leave a comment or give a feedback, and this feedback goes to the supervisor and gets saved in the database as well. And in the third sprint, I mainly focused on payment gateway and picture uploading functionality by the supervisor. So the picture uploading functionality, this is because I'm using a local host XAMPP server. So for otherwise the server should be the folder should be in the server, but as I'm using a local host, so I've created a folder in my device, and then I've created a database in the PHP myadmin. So the name of the picture gets saved in the database, and then the picture gets saved in the folder of the device. And there is an option that supervisor can upload multiple pictures simultaneously, the quality work pictures of the company. And for the payment gateway, I've used the third party payment gateway PayPal, or the customer can pay through the debit or credit card. So for the payment thing, what we have done, so whenever the registered customer requests for a code, there is a simultaneous generation of the invoice in the customer specific profile, and then the customer can go to the link of invoice, and from there he can see the amount to be paid. And for the amount thing, I didn't done like hard code, the rigid coding. So because I have given the customer flexibility to pay. He can pay in installments. So installments, it's not like you have to pay 50 or 60% in first go or second go. He can enter the amount by himself, whatever he want to pay, and then he can go checkout. From checkout, he'll get two options: PayPal, or he can pay through the credit or debit card. And then at the end, after the payment operation is done, there is a receipt on the screen which will tell him his date of payment, transaction ID, payment status, and all this information also gets saved in the database for the company's backup. And then at the end, the customer can see the payment history, the amount paid, payment history in his profile as well. So this is what my contribution is in my project. So I've learned a lot from W3 schools. So at the last stage, I've done with the testing of the product. So for as we all know, testing is an organizational process within the software development, in which we verify the product against its correctness, its quality, its performance, and it also ensures that the product is without any bugs in the future. And there are two types of testing: automatic, in which the tester can use the tools like Selenium to test the product. However, in the manual testing, the tester take a role of an end user and then operate the product to identify any bugs. In my case, I've used manual testing. I've operate the whole product by myself, and first I had written some test cases, test scenarios, and then I have implemented those test cases on the sprints. To list a few, so for the email functionality, there is a test scenario in which if suppose if I use gurpreet.com, then it lags at the rate, then it says, then the user, if the user want to register, he can't be able to register with this email address, and it says an error like the email address is not valid, it should include at the rate. And in the payment functionality, there is a test scenario in which the customer cannot enter a negative or a zero value for the payment. He has to enter the value should be, if he will try to enter, the error message comes up. It shows the value should be greater than or equal to 1. And then for the image functionality, there is one test case for in which the customer, the user, supervisor cannot upload the PDF file or text files. The extension should be JPG or JPEG, so it should be an image extension. Otherwise, he cannot upload the pictures. And so next, what I have learned from this project in terms of my personality skills. So because I was working in a team of 4 members, so each and everybody is from different background, from different stream. So I've learned like active listening is very important. So if you're working in a team, there should be a creation of space of trust, so that each and every person can share his or her viewpoint. And I have to listen carefully, I have to communicate effectively to listen each and everybody's viewpoint in the for the project, to work effectively for the project. So teamwork is very important. And with this project, I've learned how to implement the theoretical knowledge. Whatever I've learned in my degree in my last semesters, I can implement it into real time, real world applications. How to implement, and how to working with people, how to working in a team. As we got a limited time, 12 weeks, so we have to finish the whole project in this limited time. So I got fixed goals, fixed things for each and every week. So I have to manage my time, I have to manage my work, I have to manage my study, I have to manage my extra test, I have to manage my project. So and I learned how to manage my time effectively. So I've learned a time management skill. So in terms of technical skills, in the beginning I just got a basic coding skills. And during this project I've learned a lot from W3 schools, from YouTube, from other websites as well. And I've learned different coding languages, back-end languages and front-end languages as well. And I've learned how to host a website on a local server, how to use the different tools like SAM server, PHP, MyAdmin, MySQL. So it helped me a lot to learn, to improve my technical skills, which is very beneficial for my future career, to get a job in the IT industry. Otherwise it's like totally theoretical things. And with this project I really learned how to implement those theoretical things into real time, into practical situation. And I actually know what are the users of these languages, how to when I worked on the different functionalities. And then as we were following an agile methodology, so I've learned how beneficial is this this methodology is, because we had to work on a prototypes. So with the prototype, as a developer, I actually got to know what are the actual requirements of the client. And then it is an iterative methodology. And with the sprints, because we were working in the 3 sprints for the project. And as a developer, it was very beneficial for me, because as per the requirements of the client, like we had a meeting weekly, and we can change our user stories, we can modify our requirements, user stories, as per the client feedback at any stage, at any time. So otherwise, if we were not following an agile methodology, it would be hard for us to redo the whole thing, instead of just fixing one thing in one unit, which is very helpful for me as a developer. And I've learned in terms of design part, a good design can make or break a client. So we should focus we should focus more on the design of the product as well. If we talk about the limitations of the product, then I feel like because we got a limited time, so we couldn't focus much on the security while payment. Uh, there should be a functionality of multi-factor authentication, like in which there is a OTP generation. I couldn't able to implement this functionality because of time constraint. And because I was hosting my website on a local host, so it takes longer time for the execution of queries, and in terms of speed as well. Otherwise, everything was amazing, everything was brilliant. And regarding this course, um, is due to the COVID-19, we couldn't able to meet our tutors or meet our client or meet my team members in person. So we had to do everything online. I feel this is the limitation. I feel like it could be better. It could be better if we meet in person. If we show the product. If we could show the product in person to the client, to the and moreover, if we got something wrong in the project, if we need like feedback from the tutor, it could be better if we could ask them in person, if we could show them in person. So this is the only thing during this unit. I feel like it could be better if it's not was COVID-19. Otherwise, everything else was amazing for this unit. And my supervisor Rekha, she was amazing. She helped us a lot. Whether it is online, she helped us a lot. And our lecturer Ahmed, he guide us like how to do the documentation. If there is any issue, he helped us with the issue. And moreover, Cynthia organized a workshop for us as well. And there are specific workshop for the master's project each and every week, which was very very beneficial. So overall, it was an amazing experience, and I've learned a lot of things from this project. And I hope, I'm pretty sure that the skills I learned from this project definitely gonna help me out in the future when in getting my job skills.